It's the year 1525. You're in love. But there's one problem. Your father says no, the local priest says wait, and the law says permission first. So what happens if you ignore everyone and secretly marry anyway? In 1525 Europe, love without permission wasn't just rebellion. It could cost you your inheritance, your reputation, and sometimes your freedom. Let's step into a world where marriage wasn't just about love, it was about power.
Clandestine marriages were common in the 1500s. These were secret weddings performed privately, sometimes without a priest, sometimes quietly witnessed. In places like England, such marriages were technically valid if vows were exchanged properly, but they created chaos. Families would challenge them in court, inheritance battles would begin, reputations would be destroyed, because marriage determined property rights, land ownership, and noble alliances. A secret marriage could disrupt an entire family's financial future. If you married without permission in 1525, here's what could happen. Disinheritance. Parents could legally remove you from their will. In wealthy families, this meant losing land, money, and status. Social isolation. Community life was everything. Being cut off from your family meant losing protection, connections, and economic support. Court disputes. Families sometimes brought cases to church courts to challenge whether the marriage was truly valid. If vows weren't proven, the marriage could be annulled. Violence or coercion. In extreme cases, families forced separations, especially among nobles. Marriage was a contract between families, not just two individuals. The consequences depended on your social class. Peasants. For common people, marriage was often more flexible. If two adults consented, communities sometimes accepted it, especially if both families were similar in status. But poverty risk increased if families refused support. For nobles, permission was critical. Marriages affected political alliances, land ownership, royal influence. In royal families, marrying without approval could mean exile or imprisonment. Marriage was state business. Love came second. Interestingly, 1525 was during a major religious shift. The Protestant Reformation was spreading across Europe. Reformers began challenging Catholic marriage rules. In Protestant regions, governments started regulating marriage more strictly, often requiring parental consent officially. Over time, laws became clearer. Marriage needed public ceremony, witnesses, and approval. Secret weddings slowly became restricted.
So, what happened if you married without permission in 1525? Your marriage might still be legally valid under church law, but socially, you risked everything. Losing your inheritance, being disowned, facing court challenges, damaging your family's future. In 1525, marriage wasn't just romance. It was a family strategy, and choosing love over obedience could change your life forever. Today, marriage is often about personal choice, but 500 years ago, it was about survival, property, and power. History reminds us that love has always existed, but freedom to choose it is relatively new.